Dear students, how are you? I think all of you are fine during this corona situation. Today, I want to discuss about viral meningitis and also encephalitis and meningoencephalitis. Clinical features of these diseases more or less similar, so I will discuss these diseases in same lecture. Now, what do you mean by viral meningitis? Of the meninges overlying the brain and spinal cord by the virus. You know, brain and spinal cord covered by the meninges, dura mater, pia mater, and arachnoid matter. But inflammation of the pia mater and arachnoid matter and intervening CSF fluid when are infected or inflammation occurs, it is called the meningitis. If it is due to the viral causes, it is called the viral meningitis. Viral meningitis has milder presentation. What do we mean by meningoencephalitis? Meningoencephalitis means meningo means inflammation of the meninges. Encephalitis means inflammation of the brain parenchyma. So, if infection of the meninges and brain parenchyma occurs, it is called the meningoencephalitis. What do we mean by meningoencephalomyelitis? Meningo means meninges, encephalo means brain parenchyma, myelitis means spinal cord. So, if inflammation occurs meninges, brain parenchyma and spinal cord, it is called the meningoencephalomyelitis. Now, etiological agents. Many virus producing viral encephalitis or meningoencephalitis, but most important virus is the enterovirus, which is 80%, responsible is 80%. Among the enterovirus, Coxsackie virus, echovirus and poliovirus, very important. And herpes virus, herpes simplex type 1, type 2 and varicella zoster virus, Epstein virus and cytomegalovirus. These virus included in the herpes virus family. So, what are the viruses included in the herpes virus family? Herpes simplex type 1 and type 2, varicella zoster virus, Epstein-Barr virus and cytomegalovirus. And another virus most important is the paramyxovirus, which includes Nipah virus, measles virus, mumps virus and parainfluenza virus. Among these virus, most important cause of encephalitis is Nipah virus and measles virus. And one of the important virus is arbovirus, which is transmitted by the arthropod vectors. Among this group, Japanese bee encephalitis virus, West Nile virus, equine encephalitis virus are more important. And another group is adenovirus, which included rubella virus, dengue virus, and HIV virus. These are the common list of virus producing viral encephalitis or encephalomyelitis or encephalitis. Now, pathogenesis and pathology of the meningoencephalitis or viral meningitis. If you know the pathogenesis and pathology of the meningoencephalitis, you know the clinical features. Virus direct invade the brain parenchyma and producing destruction of the neural tissue in case of encephalitis or meningoencephalomyelitis. But in case of viral meningitis, usually brain parenchyma and spinal cord are spared. So it is characterized by the meningeal irritation producing meningeal congestion leads to meningeal irritation because due to inflammation of the meninges, which is characterized by the neck rigidity, Karnik sign and Buzinski sign. And also there is intense inflammation which is implanted by the mononuclear cells and lymphocytes and plasma cells. And there is also the perivascular necrosis, tissue necrosis and myelin breakdown and monophasia and endothelial proliferation and necrosis and degeneration. This is the pathophysiology of the encephalitis and meningoencephalomyelitis. Now, some specific lesions occurs in the specific viruses. In herpes simplex encephalitis is involve the cerebral cortex, usually temporal lobe, and mainly the herpes simplex type 1. And arbovirus affect the entire brain. In rabies, it affects the basal structures, and involvement of the spinal cord, nerve roots, and peripheral nerves is variable. So, this virus has some predilection to the some organ involvement. Such as herpes simplex encephalitis involve the cerebral cortex, mainly temporal lobe. Auravirus infect the entire brain, and rabies virus infect the basal structures. Now, what are the complications? Usually, complications may acute and chronic or late. Acute complications means like as acute pyogenic meningitis, such as seizure, seared, syndrome in impurity secretion, electrolyte imbalance, shock, PIC, usually occurs in the acute pyogenic meningitis, but it is less common in viral meningitis. In late onset complication develops, তোমাদের কথা শোনা যাচ্ছে কেমন? আমি মিট করলাম তোমাদেরকে। Complications: motor coordination, conversion disorders, queen, partial or total deafness, and behavioral disturbances, visual disturbances due to chorioretinopathy. কথা বুঝতেছো আমার? হ্যালো,
স্যার
হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে। Visual disturbance due to chorioretinopathy. Diagnosis: again, diagnosis from history, physical examinations, and investigation. From history, you should ask the patient onset of the disease, usually acute onset. Symptoms depends on meningeal irritation and site of parenchymal involvement and specific type of virus. There is wide variation of symptoms, no specific symptoms, the wide variation of symptoms. Some children may present with mild symptoms only to lapse into the coma and rapidly die. In others, children present with high fever, violent convulsions, interspersed with bizarre movements and hallucinations, and followed by complete recovery. So, from this scenario, you have to know that there is no specific manifestation of viral meningitis or viral encephalitis or any meningoencephalomyelitis. The symptoms are variable. Some patients usually present with mild symptoms and suddenly patient develop coma and patient may be die. Some patients present with high fever and violent convulsion, and there is some involuntary movements, and some may present with hallucinations, and they are trying to the complete recovery. Now, if we divide the stages of symptoms, it may divide into prodromal symptoms, which usually last up to 1 week. It is characterized by the mild febrile illness to high fevers. In case of infants, usually present with irritability and lethargy. And older children complaints of headache. Usually headache is frontal region or may be generalized. Some patients may complaints of hyperesthesia, and adolescent patients complaints of retrovalvular pain. And some patients may present with symptom of aseptic meningitis such as fever, nausea, vomiting, photophobia, and pain in the neck, back, and legs. And examinations but the skin rash can proceed or accompanied as CNS signs. Some virus may present with skin rash. These viruses are enteroviruses, varicella zoster viruses, measles virus, rubella virus, and West Nile virus. Second stage is encephalitic stage. It lasts for 7 to 10 days. It characterized by the altered mental status. Encephalopathy, which is characterized by the involuntary movement which is uncontrolled and may present with seizures which may be focal or generalized. Some patients may present with impaired level of consciousness or sensorium and or confusion, and they may lead to sometimes coma. Some patients may present with persistent fluctuating or migratory focal neurological deficits such as cranial nerve palsy. And West Nile virus and non-polio enterovirus producing anterior horn cell injury may give rise to acute placid paralysis, and they may develop encephalitis, asthmatic meningitis, unprovoked emotional burst, loss of bowel and bladder control. So West Nile virus is dangerous virus. It producing acute placid paralysis, encephalitis presentation, asthmatic meningitis, emotional burst, loss of bowel and bladder control. In other viruses, these symptoms sign are less common, and all viruses may lead to sudden coma. You should take the first history. Usually they have a upper respiratory infection, and if you take the history, sometimes they give the history of bite of infected mosquito, tick bite, animal bite, or contact with the infected secretion. And usually this history should be taken for West Nile virus, for Nipah virus, especially Nipah virus, arbovirus, and injection of infected palm date sam, that is তালের রস। তালের রস যখন তোমার খেজুরের রস যখন তুমি মানুষ যখন কাঁচা খেজুরের রস খায় তখন নিপা ভাইরাস ইনফেক্টেড হয়, নিপা ভাইরাস। It is a palm date sap. History of traveling in the endemic zone. Now you should take the immunization history, polio virus, MMR polio vaccine, MMR vaccine, varicella vaccination you should take. If the patient have already given polio vaccine, MMR vaccine, varicella vaccine, the viral encephalitis or viral meningitis is rare. Now you should do the physical examination. From physical examination, fever is less marked, and it characterizes meningismus, knock-out rigidity less marked. Some patient may present with signs of raised intracranial pressure, tense pulse anteropontinally, and if you do the pandoscopy, you will get the papilledema. And some patients present with disturbance of sensorium, which is characterized by the mental confusion, irritability, loss of consciousness. And they are
Assalamu alaikum.
কি সমস্যা? হ্যালো, and diffuse neurological sign, decerebrate and decorticate, rigidity more marked. This is the decorticate posturing. Look at the picture. What do you mean by decorticate posturing? See the picture, that is upper extremity is flexed, hands are closed, but lower extremity is extended, and legs are internally rotated. It is called the decorticate posturing. That is, arms are adducted, flexed against the chest. And what do you mean by decorticate posturing? Hands and neck are arched, that is extended, and upper extremity also extended, and legs are straight and extended. So arms are straight, extended, and hands are curled. It is called the decerebrate posturing. Some patients may present with brainstem dysfunction, which is characterized by the deterioration of the consciousness, pupillary abnormalities, ptosis, ophthalmoplegia, paralysis of the upward gaze, signs to breathing and hyperventilation, and bradycardia. You know, brainstem contains the all vital centers. So if vital centers are impaired, patient may develop breathing difficulty, bradycardia, hypotension, even lead to death. Some patients may lead to develops symptoms or signs of herniation of cerebellum and compression of the medulla oblongata, and give rise to disturbance of the vital center, lead to respiratory or cardiac arrest. And others signs symptoms depends on etiological agents, such as extramedullary symptoms are common in Japanese bee encephalitis. temporal or frontal lobe involvement usually produced by the herpes encephalitis. Some viruses may also give rise to Guillain-Barré syndrome, transverse myelitis, hemiplegia, and cerebellar ataxia. Now, if you do the investigation, if you do the routine investigation by the complete blood count, you get the lymphocytosis, more or less all of the viral infection. And for specific investigation for diagnosis, you should do the lumbar puncture for CSF study. If you study the CSF fluid physically, if you see the color, it is clear, and if you measure the pressure, usually normal or slightly elevated, cell count usually 10 to 1000, and it is lymphocytosis, mainly lymphocytosis, and usually clear, but sometimes some viruses producing hemorrhagic CSF. So it is usually by the herpes simplex encephalitis. Sometimes we ask in Viva board, what are the causes of hemorrhagic CSF? Number 1 is traumatic, number 2 is herpes simplex encephalitis. Protein is mildly raised, rarely more than 100 milligram per cents, but protein is highly raised some viral infection such as herpes simplex encephalitis, and high protein also raised in the spinal cord obstruction, which is called the Froyen syndrome. Sometimes we asked in Viva board, what are the causes of high protein in CSF? First one is tuberculous meningitis, number 2 is Guillain-Barré syndrome, number 3 is herpes simplex virus encephalitis, and number 4 is spinal cord obstruction, that is Froyen syndrome. And glucose usually normal except mumps, herpes simplex, where is the glucose is reduced. Usually in viral meningitis, glucose level is normal, but in mumps and herpes simplex encephalitis or meningitis, glucose level is reduced. So when we ask what are the conditions, viral condition, where the protein is glucose is reduced in CSF, your answer is mumps encephalitis, herpes simplex encephalitis. And if you do the gram staining, it is negative, and if you do the CSF fluid culture for virus, it may be positive, and other tests are PCR to detect the viral DNA or RNA as CSF, and also you do the viral antibodies from the CSF. And if you do the EEG, you may get the diffuse low wave activities or there is no focal changes on ECG. Herpes simplex encephalitis, very characteristic finding is the PLED, PLED, periodic lateralized epileptic discharge. This is pathognomic, which is characterized by the background slowing and focal 2 to 3 hertz spikes and wave discharge from the temporal lobe, which is pathognomic. Now, if you do the MRI of the brain, there is generalized swelling of brain parenchyma. In herpes simplex virus type 1 encephalitis, you get the temporal lobe and inferior frontal area. There is hyperdense lesions. In case of Japanese B encephalitis, panda sign, very important. Panda signs, that is bilateral thalamic hemorrhage seen as eyes of panda. So, in Japanese B encephalitis, if you do the MRI, you get the panda sign. If you do the blood serology for viral antibodies and PCR, you may do the viral culture from the nasopharynx, urine and blood. To exclude, you should some investigation to exclude the other disease such as cryptococcal antigen, toxicology skin, blood culture of bacteria, because these agents usually producing same sign symptoms. Now treatment. Treatment includes counseling, supportive management, specific management, treatment of complications, follow-up, prognosis and prevention. Now counseling means you should discuss about the nature of the illness and course of the disease and natural history and treatment option and prognosis of the disease to the parents and patients. Among the supporting management, If the patient is in convulsion or unconsciousness, you should first resuscitate the patient, resuscitation of the patient by the ABC care, airway, breathing, and circulation. Airway, to maintain the airway patency, you should keep the patient in the neutral position and suction if there is secretion, and if to establish the breathing, you should may give the oxygen inhalation or bag and mask ventilation, or sometimes patient may need CPAP or mechanical ventilation. And for circulation establishment, you open an IV channel and give IV fluid if shocked by the normal saline, and you also do some investigation, necessary investigation such as blood glucose level, serum electrolytes, complete blood count for immediate treatment. And fluid, you should restrict the fluid 20 to 30%, because if you not restrict the fluid 20 to 30% from maintenance fluid, patient develop CR, syndrome of inappropriate ADS secretion. So you should restrict 20 to 30% restriction of the administration of maintenance fluid. Feeding, if patient is unconscious or convulsion state, you should put NG tube for nutrition or IV parenteral nutrition. After consciousness, or if patient is able to take orally, you may allow the oral feeding. If patient develop fever, you give the paracetamol and tepid sponging. If patient develop convulsion, you give the paracaral diazepam. You should take care of the unconscious patient by ear and mouth care, skin care, bowel and bladder care. Specific investigation. You should start empirical antibiotic therapy until bacterial cause is excluded. You know the viral meningitis and acute bacterial meningitis is very difficult to identify. Sometimes we need to start antibiotic therapy if we have confusion between viral meningitis and acute bacterial meningitis. In that case, the antibiotic should be empirical, such as injection cefotaxime plus injection ampicillin. Once diagnosis confirmed, and so the antibiotic should be omitted and antiviral should be started. If herpes simplex encephalitis and varicella encephalitis, you should start injection acyclovir. Dose is older children need 10 mg per kg per dose, IV 8 hourly for 14 days over 1 hour, and in case of neonate, 20 mg per kg per dose, IV 8 hourly for 21 days over 1 hour. In neonate, dose is high, duration also prolonged. For cytomegalovirus virus, you may prescribe ganciclovir 10 mg per kg per day in 2 divided doses 12 hourly over 1 hour for 14 to 21 days. Now, treatment of complications. If patient presents with cerebral edema or raised intracranial pressure, you should elevate the head end of the bed to 30 degrees to maximize the venous return. IV mannitol, glycerol, IV fusimide, oral acetolamide is other options. If patient develops CR, you should restrict the fluid 20 to 30% of maintenance fluid. If conversion is uncontrolled, you may give 3% sodium chloride, that is hypertonic normal saline. Treatment of serum electrolyte balance if present, such as hypocalcemia, hyponatremia, and you should correct the hypoglycemia if present. Now follow-up should be in indoor follow-up and long time follow-up. In indoor follow-up, you should follow the vital signs, and you also follow up the neurological complication. And long time follow-up, you should the neurological follow-up such as matter deterioration, cerebral palsy,